talk all about wedding dresses and timelines for getting your dress and all the details that go into doing the thing.
And we're answering all the questions that you
yes.
guys sent us in.
All right, so our first question is, when is the ideal time to purchase your wedding dress?
Oh, me? Okay. I would say we normally tell people when they come into shop that 4 to 6 months. It's gonna take 4 to 6 months to order. So I would say the ideal time is what, like 8 to 10 months.
I think
ahead
8
of
to
time.
10, because you're gonna need alterations.
Which can take 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Depends on how much you need.
And I mean, planning a wedding is stressful enough. Like, the last thing you need is to be stressed out about your dress.
If you have a little bit extra time, totally use it, because then you're not going to be worried about the last month before your wedding.
Yeah, like I had a girl come in who was not getting married until I think like June of 2020, but she was like, I just want to get a dress and have it done so I can just do everything else and I can have everything planned by December.
Also,
so I don't have to do anything for 6 months. And I was like,
And
that's
it
a
took
really
me
good
like
idea.
3 months just to find shoes.
And a lot of brides we tell, like, your dress can kind of guide the rest of your wedding planning. So if you're kind of not sure if you want a glam wedding or more of a boho wedding, your dress can kind of determine how your wedding decor looks too.
It can help with venue, it can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, the second question is it ever too early to buy your wedding dress?
I don't think so. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to buy your dress like 3 years before.
I think it also just depends on the kind of person you are.
Yeah,
if you're
like,
a really
are you gonna
trendy
change
person,
your mind?
if you're a really trendy person and you change your style a lot, then you probably want to do that a year out or so.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody more classic and you know you're always going to love those classic styles, then I don't really think it's too early.
I think like a year and a half even is fine. 2 years might be a little bit like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you buy your dress 2 years before your wedding?
If I absolutely loved it and I knew I wasn't going to change my mind,
That's just
yeah.
because she knows what her dress is.
No, shut up. And then, I don't think it's too early unless you really are somebody that is like struggles making decisions and constantly changes your mind.
Yeah, like I couldn't get my dress. Well, maybe I could. I feel like I changed my mind too much to get a dress any more than like a year ahead of time. But if you go on Pinterest, they have those wedding timelines and it tells you when to do everything. So look those up before you get engaged. You know how much time you have. They're really helpful.
Good question.
Okay. Next question is, I'm really short. How do I order?
Some of our designers we can order with less length, and that's really helpful if you are like actually really short.
Also, something just to put in your mind is, even if your dress has like a nice lace trim or something on the bottom, your seamstress can like lift that up and still trim it, and you'll still have like the pretty design on there too, so you won't ruin the dress by chopping it off.
Yeah.
Do you have my size to try on when I come into the shop?
What size is this?
Well, yeah, what
It depends
size?
on the size.
It depends on the size. So our samples are 10s to 26s. So if you're smaller than that, we will clip you in the dress to give you the best idea of how it's going to look. If you are bigger, then we will use like panels to help still give you the idea of what that dress is going to look like.
No
on
matter
shape.
your size, we can, if we don't have your size, we can absolutely give you like the best way that we can, the best like idea of what it's going to look like.
And I mean,
But also bridal sizing is different. So like a 10 fits like a 6 or an 8.
And if we really don't have your size and you're like, I really want to try my size dress on, there's always a chance we could borrow from the designer if they happen to have your size in a dress you like.
And I mean, we're always, if you're like a plus size bride, we're always looking to get more styles. And our consultants work really closely to make sure that they're telling me like, hey, we need more A-line dresses in this size. And then that way when I go to market, I have a list of like, here's the gaps that we don't have and what we need. And so there's always more options.
Help, my wedding is in 2 months. Am I too late?
No!
No.
We have three collections. So Maggie's Tarot, Midway, and Rebecca Ingram, and their portal is heavenly.
kind of the best ever.
So we can go on the portal, which is an online website, and we can click on the dress you're interested in, and it can literally say in stock sometimes, and we can have it within a couple of weeks. Another option for brides with their wedding really soon is off the floor. We can
There's
have it
only
today.
there's probably only like 2 dresses where I'm like, we cannot part ways with that. But for the most part, anything that's in the shop, like we just had a bride last week who was like, I don't want to wait.
One dress on and bought it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
My wedding is a year and a half away. I should wait to order, right?
No.
Again, I mean, I feel like
It's kind of up to you.
depends. If you love it and you are not somebody who's gonna sit there and question yourself, then
But like if you know you're gonna be like, if you buy this dress, you're gonna be like, well, what if there's like other dresses I'm gonna find in the next year and a half? Then if you know you're gonna, don't do it. Don't
it's
do it.
the
You're gonna
same with
regret
like
it.
your wedding theme and style. Like once you pick a style, you have to get off Pinterest. You have to get off
Delete that Pinterest board.
Delete
Stop
it.
looking at
Like,
dresses.
stop looking at
Don't
it.
go to other dress stores.
Because
Then you're gonna second guess
like
yourself.
with flowers, like you can say right now you're like, oh, I want hot pink, and then you keep seeing things on Pinterest, and then you completely change everything.
There's always pretty dresses on Pinterest.
You're always gonna find something if you keep looking.
I only have a budget of $800. Do you have options for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
I was just trying to think about
We have
it.
one designer, especially who has some in that
You have
price
2.
range.
One more too.
Okay,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
one
2.
more. Yeah.
And then also some of our off the floor, if there are styles that we're trying to phase out, or I mean,
There's definitely
options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What if I'm pregnant and getting married? What size do I get?
Ooh, I had a bride who is pregnant, but she's not getting married till January, and she's having a baby in July. So it depends on how pregnant you are, because she was still early, so I just took her measurements as early as we could get them, and we ordered her dress in that size, because she wasn't super big. Ashley wasn't
Also,
super
if you're
big.
pregnant and you're getting married while you are pregnant, we always
That's
recommend
hard.
going up and just always knowing that you're going to have to go to an alteration specialist like a few weeks before your wedding. Not like working with them closely.
It just really depends, like how pregnant are you gonna be at the wedding.
And they can always put in like a corset or a panel in the back, or they can make it bigger or smaller depending on your size.
Yeah.
How early in advance do you recommend getting alterations?
2 to 3 months, I think, is a good time to start. I mean, they can do it quicker than that though.
But don't be trying to change your weight after that point.
Yeah.
Like you
Stay.
need to, once you start, you need to stop
Dieting.
eating celery.
And it also depends on when your
Whatever.
wedding is. If your wedding is during wedding season, like April or something, alterations books up really fast. And so
Talk to your alterations person.
talk to them.
They'll tell you.
Even when you get your dress, you can always call them and be like, hey, my wedding's here. When do you want me to start? Because you don't want to call them and they're booked and you're
They can
rushing
do it
around.
quicker. I mean, I had some situations with Israel, and they were able to do my dress quicker. But it was like I told them the situation. They knew what was going on. They had me in the books.
Keep
they
them in
knew
communication.
to expect that. Oh, they're only gonna have this amount of time.
Yeah, because we have a girl who's getting married in May, and her dress isn't coming till second week of April. So we already have like alterations booked for her and everything, so we can like
She's like ready to go.
Zoom.
And we work with Stitch.
Preparation is key.
Checklist.
Words of wisdom.
And communication.
What is the one holy grail tip you would give to brides in general? Wow.
For their dress?
For their dress.
For their dress, you mean?
Yes. Because a lot of times people will come in.
Mine is pick what you love, and that's it. Like, I don't know, but I'm also probably different than most brides. But you have to love it. I don't think you need to have 20 people who also love it. 'Cause on the wedding day, like, everybody's gonna love it. Unless it's hideous.
It's you wearing the dress, it's not anyone else wearing the dress.
My tip would be bring as few people as possible to your appointment. Don't bring 10 of your sorority sisters.
And
Don't
bring who
your
you know you have to have.
Yeah, don't bring your cousin and your fiance's grandma and every single lady you know, because they're all gonna have opinions. They're all gonna be in different sides of you, telling you different things. And I think if you bring honestly, I love when people bring just their parents. I think it's so cute, and dads always have the best advice.
Yeah.
And don't bring too many people because it's going to bog you down. You're going to get too many opinions.
But don't go without those people.
But don't go without your very important people. Also, don't text the picture of your dress to 25 people you work with and you know, because then you're going to get more opinions and you're going to second guess yourself. And
you can, but we've seen brides get really
upset because somebody doesn't like it. And it's like she said, if you love it, that's all that matters. You're going to be the one looking at your pictures for the rest of your life.
But you don't want to go to that appointment and have a moment in
no
that dress
opinion.
and
Everybody freaking out.
Bring
I'm
the
crying.
VIP
This is
members
my
only.
special moment, but my mom isn't here.
Yeah.
And now that whole
I can't do this
moment
without
is
her.
it's not as special because you wanted to share it with her. So I recommend don't, like, if you know you have to have Molly, my sister, there, then I don't have a sister. But if you have to have Molly there for that moment, then don't go without her.
Mine would probably be like, if this is your first appointment and you found a dress that you love, don't get into the mindset of, but I've only seen this many dresses.
We have a lot of dresses.
We have a lot of dresses, and I think like that's not something to worry about. Like, if you're the type of person who knows, like, if I don't go everywhere else and see what everywhere else has to offer, I can't buy a dress, then do that. But I think otherwise, like, it doesn't matter if it's your first time. Like, if you love something, you're gonna love it forever.
Agreed.
You never know when you're gonna fall in love with your spouse.
True.
Also, one more thing is don't expect that you have to cry when you find your
No,
dress. A lot of
yeah.
people are, am I supposed to be crying? I'm not crying. And it's like, no, not everyone cries.
I'm not gonna cry.
I didn't cry.
All right, those were all the questions that we had. So
Yay!
I'm sure we'll do another one of these soon. But good. Yep. All right, signing off then.
Cheers!
Yeah, cheers to tea time with the ladies.
There's nothing else.
All right.